Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So in today's video we are going to be talking about, is it good to place your succulents indoor? Now guys, I would say it is a very good idea, especially if you are from a place wherein you have extreme temperatures. Now when I talk about extreme temperatures, be it during winters or during summers, like in my case, I have a normal weather. It's very pleasant throughout the year, but the only issue I have is the monsoon season. But again, that only lasts for a couple of months. But if I'm going to take proper care and precautions, then the monsoon season is not very difficult for succulents. They can still manage, provided that I cover the succulents and protect them from rain, or I do not let the rain water fall on them. Then it's absolutely fine. The succulents will do quite well. For example, this stand over here, as you can see, now this is being protected because there is a shed above, so I don't have to be worried, or I don't have to cover them with plastic because the rainwater does not fall. But at the same time, I have to ensure that there is a good amount of light. But if it's an extreme temperature, like let's say there is too much of heat, or if there is if it's very cold and there is frost, then obviously covering your succulents is not going to help you much. It will harm the succulents. So in that way, in that case, you can definitely grow your succulents indoor, provided you have a good quality of grow light. But if you have the good quality of grow light, if you have your soil mix in place, I think that is going to be the most easiest thing for you to grow your succulents indoor. You do not need to be worried much because the external factors are not going to hamper your succulent growth. When I'm talking about external factors like heat, too much of cold or rainfall is not going to affect your succulents at all, because they are going to be growing indoor under a grow light. Now the light is in place. Let's say that you have a good quality of grow light. You have a very good, well draining, porous, loose and quick drying soil mix. You are all good to go. Now when I'm talking about external factors, apart from heat and frost, we also have dormancy and non-dormancy. When your succulents are placed out, they tend to get affected with dormancy and non-dormancy, which is completely natural. But when you're going to grow your succulents indoor, they are again not going to get affected with dormancy and non-dormancy, because there are no external conditions like excess heat or excess cold. So it is going to work out really well. But the only important thing that you have to be extremely careful when you're growing your succulents indoor, and that is related with watering, which you can easily take care. So you have to ensure that you do an initial check, because when you initially get your succulents indoor, it's going to be a little difficult for you to understand when to water and when not to water. So what you can do is you can just experiment in the initial stage. Probably you can write down that how long it takes for your soil to dry, initial stage, and then once you get a hang of it, you know exactly when to water and when not to water. So everything can be taken care, especially the lights. If you have a good quality of lights, you're done with your lighting. You do not need to be worried about the sunlight and getting lack of light. Once you have a grow light, your light issues are completely solved. Then you need to have a good kind of mix, wherein the mix is loose, porous and well draining. Once you are done with that, I think you are completely good with succulents. The only thing that you have to be careful is with watering. But again, with experience, with time, you will be able to handle it. Ensure, because we need to understand that the soil indoor is going to take a little bit longer time for it to dry as compared to growing your succulents outdoor. Like outdoor, there are so many factors that can dry the soil faster. For example, the amount of air, the amount of air circulation, the amount of heat, the amount of light, the amount of water evaporation from the soil mix. So outdoor, it is not much of an issue. The soil tends to dry really fast. Like my soil tends to dry within 2 or 3 days completely. When I'm talking about bone dry, it takes around 4 days for it to be completely bone dry from the upper layer to the lower layer. But if you're going to grow your succulents indoor, because there are not much external factors, like the rate of evaporation is going to be very less. There won't be much of air circulation. There won't be much of sunlight, like the natural light, which will absorb or evaporate the water from the soil. So those will take a little bit of time. But again, if you are going to control on your watering, keeping your succulents indoor, I think once you master that art of watering your succulents indoor, it is going to work out really well. And then it's going to be super easy for you to grow your succulents indoor. But again guys, if you have an option of growing succulents outdoor, like in my case, I have a very pleasant climate throughout the year. So if you have an option like that, then do not get your succulents indoor. But if you have issues with the climate, extreme heat, extreme cold, and if you want to get your succulents indoor, there is no issue of getting your succulents indoor. You can do that as well. But if you have an option of growing succulents outdoor, I think that is going to work out really well. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.